Hey guys, welcome to my IGTV series all about what they don't tell you going plant-based. So I'm here to just kind of shift up the perspective and to help you prepare for transitioning into this lifestyle with confidence because, there is going to be some hard parts, and if you have a heads up, it might make it a little bit easier. So the first thing that I'm going to share is having hard conversations, okay? This is gonna happen if you have an opinion that is a little bit outside of the norm, it goes against the grain. You're pretty much bound to have people who are gonna share their opinions with you. And it's gonna be, it could be hard, it could be disheartening, it might be aggressive, might get heated, who knows? But just like kind of low-key preparing for that, you can know your why. And I think this is so important, especially when we're first moving towards this transition, is just knowing your why is gonna set a really strong foundation for yourself. Because first of all, you're gonna go back to your why. When you have temptations or maybe someone makes you question why you're doing this, like to come back to that and to really do a deep dive on it. So it's not just surface level, but it's really like a deep why. So maybe if it's a health reason, why? What is that transformation you're looking for? How do you want to feel, and why is that important to you? Or maybe, it's something like social. So for me, just understanding that I didn't want to be supporting the industry anymore really helped set me up for knowing my why and knowing where my compromise was and where my boundaries were. So because it wasn't something that I wanted, like it was the industry that I didn't want to be supporting. If I was in a different country, or maybe I was at a friend's farm and I knew exactly where the meat was coming from, it was different. So it also helped me just like have my boundaries set. That was also really important with my why. And again, when people like come up to you and have these conversations, it could be a little bit stirring. It could shake you a little bit. But if you know your why and you have that strong foundation, you're not going to feel so unsure of yourself. You're not going to waver as much. And I feel like it kind of makes you a little bit more like like you're more rooted in it, so you don't feel the need to try and change other people or get them really to see what you're seeing. And that's also another tip that I would say is like when you're having these hard conversations, just know where your heart is, and know that it's not your job to try and change other people, and it's not their job to change either. Everyone is living their own lives, and we all have our own values, and that's okay. Like that's what being a human is about. So to just kind of have that open heart, to not trying to do anything else to change other people. Of course, if they want to change and you can be that light for them, that's amazing. That's a great place to start. If they're the ones coming to you and like they're asking you questions, awesome. But I would just really prepare to have some hard conversations, like with your family. Maybe you have to set some boundaries of not having dinner with them all the time, or saying like asking if, you could do a meat-free version. It could be some hard conversations and it could get awkward, but knowing that you might have to have them, just as a heads up. That's something that they don't share with you. Or, when you go to family gatherings or Christmas, anything like that, it can be pretty difficult because maybe you're the only one there with that kind of perspective, and it can feel lonely and hard. So I would reach out, like knowing around those times to maybe just reach out and have a little extra support would be great. Maybe organizing a dinner with a vegetarian friend and you guys just have a plant-based version of a little mini Christmas or something, just so you have that kind of support and you don't feel so dragged down around Christmas or like holiday times or family times. As well as if you know that this is kind of something like a pattern coming up or your family's not really on the same kind of wavelength, then you can know to either bring your own option, bring your own dish, or to make sure that you eat beforehand. Like that could be a serious thing. Like I know when I went to different family dinners and stuff and I wasn't comfortable eating the food that they were eating, I would make sure that I ate beforehand. And no, I would kind of prepare for the conversation to happen. Like I know that if I wasn't going to be eating it, it would be obvious, and people will come and like my family would ask me, and I would have to have a reason. If like you're sitting there and you're stuttering and you're like, bleh, it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good on your end. So yeah, I definitely think just like having that having that strong reason and foundation is going to make it easier for you. And yeah, just being able to share that with other people in confidence is going to kind of change the vibe of how maybe they're approaching you. So that is my tip for having hard conversations, is just knowing your why and knowing that you're not meant to change other people, essentially, and to not force things on them. Everyone has to come to their own conclusions and everyone has their own opinions, and that is okay.